You know, there's an old saying is once you go Franks, you never go back. Well, it's not a saying. It's just something that I made up to kind of explain HiveTG's play style because they are absolutely enamored and in love with the Franks team. I think it's a very nice team to play. It can be a very easy team to play. Some people might say it's for people who are not real gamers. Not my words. HiveTG going up to the 800 elo against somebody who is also trying to go up to 800 elo. Today we have a very special mega random between Barbarian Ed playing as a Spanish and HiveTG. Both of them playing civs that I'm not sure if you would call them noob civs. I think you would call them civs that maybe get played fairly often, kind of easy to manage. Spanish, what do you do with them? You go fast castle, you get on the stone, and you spam conks. Nothing too hard. Franks, what do? You go up to castle, you spam knights. And so nothing crazy going on, but this map is crazy. It's a big kind of like X in the center, some resources to compete for in the center, and in the 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. God, what is even life and clock faces? 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we got Woody. We got Woody all over the map. And we got both players in feudal. And I don't know what clock faces are. What I do know is that blue has scouted a bit of red. And I think they see that they're not on wood yet, either in the 3 o'clock or otherwise, but I think that red does have some vision on blue and that they are a bit on woody, a bit walled up. And so I would say this map is a pretty aggressive map. It's fairly open. Not sure if either player at this point wants to go fast castle. Something super interesting coming in is a player who's in fuel, 25 pop, dedicating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 villagers to stone already. That's pretty wild. Blue not going super aggressive. I don't see any military buildings up yet. Just the typical, I would say, fast castle, blacksmith, and market, minus the fast because we're only at 200 food at this point. And got a scout cab over here who is doing absolutely nothing. Just hanging out with the wolf and having a good time. No, he's on the move again. And HiveTG is on the move again with their 5 scouts. And they're going to go somewhere, maybe find some damage, go over to Blue's base. And where do you find the damage? We've got some straggler villagers that we can hit here and there on the stone. I think that the wood line is fairly exposed. Got a lot of villagers taking the long path to get the wood on the outside, busting at the seams, some might say. And it looks like red is going straight to this lumber camp, so we're about to see what is going to happen. No, they take a little detour. They're just chilling. And they're going to go to Blue's base instead, maybe find some straggler villagers. And here we go. Going to go straight to the TC first, which is a good strategy. But just rolling through, not attacking anything, just seeing what's going on. And it looks like Blue is idling their TC at 30 pop. As looks like Red is going to find some damage here on the stone, which might prevent the castle, but they are splitting up their scouts, which is not the most efficient way. Sorry. I just choked on something. I was eating almonds earlier. No cap. Some might say I just choked on nuts. Speaking on choking, 1 kill in HiveTG's favor, so we are 1-0, as I am slowly dying from not being able to breathe. But we're back online. We're fine. We're fine, everybody. And HiveTG is not done yet. They're going to pay a little visit to the lumber camp, which is pretty exposed. I think Blue's going to have to get a little villager repair here on the palisade gate, as the villager pop is actually equal for both players, but military is not. Only 1 scout on the field. We get a quick wall in front of the palisade gate, which is super interesting. So villagers lock themselves in, and HiveTG is going to go around the map again and try to find whatever it is they can find in terms of damage. Wood is absolutely popping off for HiveTG. Got a little wood camp going over here. Completely exposed. No miniature fortress going on like Blue has over here. And Blue, do they even have a military building yet at this point? Okay, now they do. They're getting the barracks up. And it looks like they might be going a little spearman defense against these scouts who are taking a little maybe micro break here on the left-hand side. The economy is popping off. I would say that Barbarian Ed has a little too much wood here, and he has a little too much villagers, says HiveTG, as now they're going to attack some more villagers. Another kill comes in HiveTG's favor. 2-0 now on the map. That's what the score is. And some really good micro coming in here from Blue. They're able to not utilize the town build to save their villagers, but HiveTG is back. More idle time is now caused by HiveTG, more panic. Stable now coming in for the Blue player. Not sure if that's because they want to go stable offense. We do have 2 pikemen in the queue, but I believe that Conquistadors for Spanish do get a Bloodlines upgrade out of the stable, so that is something you want to queue up if you do want to go Conquistadors. And both players right now need to really dump that wood, as we're approaching nearly 600 wood for both players. HiveTG is a little bit closer to Castle Age, and they're reading my mind as they walk some villagers back over here to start scaling some more farms, which is good. 3 spearmen in the queue now for defense, not in the queue, but on the field for Blue, as a HiveTG takes a little breather. It's a tough life killing villagers one by one, but HiveTG is up to the challenge. And nice little fortery, how would you call this, building wall coming in from HiveTG compared to Blue. Doesn't have as many obstructions. Maybe they do have a few obstructions. They got a few trees and walls coming here at the front. It's a really hard map to wall off. I would say it's a very open map. It's a very chaotic map. And HiveTG going to catch some more villagers walking away, and they're going to let them live, which is a really compassionate thing to do if you're trying to beat somebody in a video game, is just to let them walk on by. And here come the spearmen, who are going to try to poke these horses in the butt with their spears, but no, HiveTG is too fast for that, and they run away. Spearmen going to give it a little chase, not going to be fast enough to catch it. HiveTG now about 1 minute away from Castle H, and I have to be thinking that if you're going to beat this opponent to Castle Age this early, that you're going to want to start scaling the stables. I think the stable scale is pretty good for now. I'd like to say maybe one more, because the first thing you want to do is Franks, if you have the gold, if you have the food, is to pump out knights as quickly as possible, which honestly should shred on this map. I mean, we've got 4 spearmen at this point. And Blue makes a really interesting choice to buy Town Watch when they could have clicked up to Castle at this point. And I believe they can still click up to Castle, but are not doing it. Okay, there we go. Now it's in the queue. So it should come in after Town Watch. So Castle H coming in now for Blue, as Red opens up with TC number 2, which is a really good decision, I think. And HiveTG is pretty far from one thing in consideration of their resources, which is actually getting a castle. But on the other hand, check me out here, Blue is not very far from having a castle. I believe they just need a little bit more stone, or they're already there. And for some reason they got off stone, which I think makes sense, because if you're trying to go big conquistador army, you are going to need a castle. So I would be expecting the Blue player probably to put a castle maybe like right here to protect their stone if they're going to go conquistadors, and just boom off of that gold. And maybe, if you're really going conks, I think you really need 2 castles to scale them. Blue getting a little attack on the villagers over here on the wood, and they're going to come back and get some more, as the villagers are not going to clap back. Husbandry now comes in for Red, give them a little bit more speed, as the villagers are slowly dying to one feudal age scout. which you hate to see. And villagers should be clapping back at any moment now. And there we go. Villagers clap back. Blue Scout runs away. No, they stay there. Villagers dazed and confused, lost, don't know where to go, don't know what to do, don't know what hit them. As Barbarian Edna only gets their first kill, but goes straight up to Castle Age. But the Knights are here, which is really unfortunate. And Blue also has some other units over here that they are okay. Now they're joining the attack. As the quick wall comes up, is it enough? No, it's not enough. And these villagers should absolutely get shredded. Do you call the GG at this point as Blue? No? Okay, they have 2,000 wood. It's all going fine. And holy mackerel, what is going on here? Blue villagers, blue pikes are coming home as the shred continues. But, yep, so we got a castle drop going up here by Blue. And I'm not sure if Red is going to be able to stop this. We do have a lot of feudal age pikemen on the field 9, which I think should be able to take on the remaining 2 knights up here. As the Blue Scout is just watching all of this in, I don't know, consternation or horror. And the pikeman upgrade is coming in for Blue. So it's going to really... more problems are going to mount. Castle goes up. And it looks like Blue does have enough to buy a few conks. So yeah, they're going to queue up 3 conks immediately. And now this Blue Castle is firing on the villagers who have to run for their lives. So Blue has been able to flip the script as they take more of their military and not only run it into the pikes, but they run it into the castle, which is a super interesting strategy. I've never seen that one before. But HiveTG, a genre bender, some might say. Pikes attacking the house. Conquistadors attacking the barracks. A lot of stuff going on. And speaking of stuff going on, the 45 villager pop, HiveTG decides to build a town center in the back. Blue does have them on the ropes. Not sure where they can see at this point. Yeah, they know there's back infrastructure over here. So I think the conks are probably going to start chasing them down any moment. As production upgrade now coming for Blue. As they get back on wood, which, guys, check me out here, is a massive non-priority. Blue is on 2,000 wood. You don't need wood. You need to start scaling farms. You need to start scaling farms because the Knights are going to come over here and harass you and shred. Little defense come in here from the town center, so well played there by Blue. And pikes are going to go back home to defend. As the starting TC is still under fire by these conks. And these conks are, honestly, I got to tell you, they're being totally misused. I mean, if you get conks on the field, which, you know, Blue is scaling more, you come in here and you shred. You shred. The same way that Red is shredding, the villagers are causing massive amounts of idle time for the Blue economy. And, you know, despite everything that's going on with Blue, look at their eco. They're on 65 food, 46 gold, and 140 stone. But more stone now coming in for the Blue player, who I'm guessing wants another castle drop. Starting TC from Hive going to go down. But so is this lumber camp over here that just had a few villagers. I told you guys it was a really, really bad idea to come over here and put more villagers down. But that's not the priority. The priority now is apparently getting another castle because Blue is going to get the stone mining upgrade. And now the conks are going to roll out and start harassing some of the villagers. They're also going to run into the TC, which is a really interesting strategy. Once again, I haven't seen that before, but they are taking some notes from the HiveTG playbook, and they're going to congregate on the right-hand side because they do know that there are some villagers here on wood. And this is going to be bad. They are probably going to kill all of these villagers because, I mean, these conks can definitely one-shot like every single one of these villagers. So the pop is dropping for HiveTG on the villager count, but they still, despite all this, should have like a 5-villager lead. And the Knight and the Scout are going to clap back and defend, and the Knight should be able to clear out the conks. Some problems are mounting from Blue in terms of conk production because they don't have a lot of gold at this point. And the villagers stop working for God knows why. No, they're back to work. And whoa, second castle coming up now for Blue, which I believe they got to range this TC. I'm not even sure if this TC is in range. And Red is going to try to defend, but the problem is that they're in. Yeah, they can't do it because they're inside of castle fire from this castle. But Blue knows that they're going to get upgrades to the blacksmith to give more range to the castle. So fletching is going to give more range. to hit this TC. Let's see what happen. Red is going to kick off gold, and they're going to start moving further back, getting more villagers off gold, which is really unfortunate. Another TC coming over here for blue, which is really good because they need to secure more gold. But their economy is pretty popping. I mean, the villager count for blue is getting closer and closer to red's villager count. And the Bodkin arrow now coming in, which is going to give even more range to these castles. So we got the second TC under fire. The problems are absolutely mounting for HiveTG, who is on 1 TC compared to the blue 2 TC. To be honest, he should probably just GG at this point. There's really no hope in coming back from this position. His army is idle. They're chilling. They don't care about anything. Whoa, okay, well, I didn't see this. We got red villagers on the right-hand side on stone. So I'm not sure if HiveTG wants to clap back with his own castle. But the first thing he's going to do is clap back with his knights. As I'm not sure if he's able to see this town center here on the right-hand side. Might be able to deny it. And it is almost done. 86% done. Villager might go down. Yes, villager goes down. Town center gets denied, so that's a good find. And monastery now coming up for blue, which is a good decision. It's a good counter to the knights. And red getting a defensive castle over here as the conquistadors are shredding the back villagers that are building this castle, which is not good. These are pretty much all free kills. And the knights should come in here and shred this if blue doesn't micro correctly, but it doesn't matter. The castle's already up. Wheelbarrow now coming in for blue. Knights are going to run in between the two castles, which once again is a very interesting strategy. But hey, look at this. They take down all the conks. And are the castles going to get any kills? Yes, they get 1 kill. So that was good. That was nice. Other knights on this side of the field are going to chill and just monitor everything. Idle time for blue over here on the villagers and the farms. It's not good. Knights are getting more powerful as their first attack upgrade and first defense upgrade comes in. Blue continuing to pump villagers. HiveTG, who now has more villagers, continuing to pump as well. With 11 knights on the field. But the game is not over yet. I mean, you get some more villagers out. And I think that if you can afford a defensive castle from blue, that would be good. But speaking of castles, HiveTG, okay, reading my mind, has 647 stone, which is probably enough for a Frank castle because Franks do get discounts on the castle. HiveTG going to continue to shred the villagers. And there's no offense coming in from blue at this point, but it looks like they are thinking about putting down their own castle to secure the golden stone back here. So that's a good move. I like it. I like it a lot. Second TC does go up for blue, and they're back on gold. But as I said, HiveTG clapping back and the biggest clap back of 2024. As at this point, the knights are not even scared of the pikes. And red is going to be able to secure a lot of stone from themselves. And this TC over here should eventually go down when this castle goes up. And HiveTG back on 2 TCs. So this is not over. This is just the beginning. And now we're seeing a 10 villager lead from HiveTG as their castle does take out 1 pikeman and now firing on the home TC for blue. And they're going to get their priorities straight and take out the mill, which is next to the castle. For those of you who don't know, castles actually do attack the next available building after they get taken out. So once again, red, interesting strategy. Love to see it. 3 castles now for blue. But the value for these castles are honestly diminishing. Like these 2 forward castles don't do anything unless they produce conks, right? And the blue castle over here is much better. We're securing the golden stone over on this side, which is good. And it looks like blue has decided to say to themselves, you want to play castle war? We can play castle war. As they're going to stick on stone. And villager is starting to repair this TC for God knows why. That's like no value. Why don't you just take these villagers and run for your life? Because there's really nothing to gain from here. HiveTG running around the map. 3 TC late boom coming in from HiveTG as they get their 3rd TC. And the villager pump is back on for HiveTG. But blue has come to an economic standstill with 1 food. But 661 stone. So they're ready for another castle drop. Where do you put this castle? If you're blue, I think you really need to put it somewhere where you can scale your food. I think honestly protecting this TC over here and securing this goal would be a really critical area. I don't see anywhere else you would put it. That's not blue. Hello, alert. You're not under, holy mackerel. Jesus. What an absolute massacre. Villagers continue farming. Why are they farming? They got killed by the castle while farming. HiveTG sees it. He gets the 11. This isn't, okay, wow, holy mackerel. No, this, blue, not like this. Somebody help. Somebody, they're not sure. They are sure. They go to the left. Hive, hello. HiveTG. HiveTG, hello. HiveTG, hello. Hello, HiveTG. Villagers might be able to get this up. Partially built house wall. Gonna do nothing. Will they be able to do this? The villagers are spam clicking at this point. Castle, 65, 70, night shredding, 14 pop. We're nearly at 10 pop for blue. Castle, 90%. Holy mackerel, this might actually get denied. That would be insane. Knights need to really focus down on these villagers. Holy mackerel, the castle goes up. That was a better love story than Twilight. I don't know what to say. But you know what the real horror story is being on 9 pop when you're on castle and queuing up 1 militia for blue to combat the knights. No? Okay, he thinks better of it. He probably heard the cast. Love to see it. Blue castle now firing on this red castle. Red castle firing on this blue TC. Knights taking out the monastery. Pops out 2 relics. That's no gold for blue. And it's a whole rigmarole. HiveTG gets the 11 in again, which is really like awful. I honestly wonder what's going through their mind in terms of a gamemanship perspective. That's like really awful. Starting TC goes down for blue, and now the Knights are they're on the market again. HiveTG playing super impressive, now getting their priorities straight. They're almost playing as though someone was instructing them to do, telling them exactly what to do, which is super interesting. Infrastructure now getting up and running as we see more houses, more villagers from HiveTG. They're on their way to 70 pop. Which is very nice. Another holy mackerel. Single knight over here looking at promotion, and they're going to get it as they find the straggler blue villagers on wood, and the villagers are going to take on a castle age knight, which is probably the worst decision you could ever make in your entire life. I'm not sure if they ever took arithmetic in elementary school, but the math is not going to add up as this villager goes down. And 10 pop once again for our blue player, who's running out of options slowly. They got 4 castles on the map, but only 2 military on the field. So that's a problem that I'm not sure if you can overcome it. I'm just saying it's a problem that is difficult to overcome. Villager queue absolutely empty. They don't even have 50 food now or a market to buy any food. So these 3 villagers over here are like, okay, not even 3. There's 2 villagers on farms at this point. Trying to get enough food just to make any kind of units. And I wonder if blue at this point knows the game might be over as 2 more villagers go down. We're going to go from 9 villagers down to 7. And red on the move again as we have another Frank Castle, which gets discounts up and running. So I imagine they're going to plan it. Yep, they plan it right in the kisser. And ladies and germs, hear me out. This is going to range the mining camp. It's going to range the mill. It's going to range the TC. It's going to range the barracks. It's going to range this barracks. It's going to range the university. It's going to even protect the 2 relics. Blue villagers get out of the TC, and they are running home to mommy and daddy to get, I guess, more stone or something else. No, they're getting, well, a wood. They're getting a lumber camp over here, which is good because actually at this point they're actually out of wood. So they do need a place to deposit it. This is actually the last hope because as soon as you lose any access to wood, you can't do anything else in the game, right? You need it for food, you need it for farms, you need it for all kinds of stuff. So Knights continuing to shred, villagers continuing to get on gold. 70, HiveTG is apparently a professional memer because he's on 69 villagers, which is honestly like the perfect amount of villagers that you want for this kind of economy. The next step for probably HiveTG is probably to get rid of his wood. scale some farms, sell it to go up to Imperial. I don't know. At this point, HiveTG can probably do anything that they want. And I have to think to myself that if you're playing as blue, you've got to be wondering to yourself, where did everything go wrong? Because I got to tell you, look at Red's old base. There's nothing there. We literally have a castle where the TC used to be. Farms are still on the map. And Monk not even dropping off the relic. Where did everything go wrong? Like, you get a castle drop right in the kisser on your opponent's TC. You build a TC where your opponent's first castle was, and you still throw. Knights also attacking the house over here. That's how much free time Blue has. But no, Blue is back for part 2, to build another castle, which is going to do absolutely nothing. I'm not even sure if it's going to range as gold over here on the right-hand side. Honestly, I would have preferred just to have a castle they can even squeeze it to protect the wood. That would have been a much better decision. But here's the thing. The final TC is going down, and Blue will not have anything to afford it. So even if they're at over 300 wood, they don't have any stone. So they're going to have to build a market at some point, which I'm guessing is going to be over here next to these two TCs, as Red is now going up to Imperial, and like a true flexor, gets Town Watch as they're going up to Imperial. So I've been playing the entire game without Town Watch. Final production upgrade coming out of the TC over here for Red, which is pretty cool. 2 villagers are going to do the ultimate flex and start repairing the castle, which is pretty cool. And Blue's still on 9 pop, thinking they can come back from this absolutely abysmal situation. They do have more constitution than I have. And the farm scale is back up again, so don't count Blue out. They do have another problem, which is that they no longer have a TC, so where are they going to get villagers from? I have no idea. Houses continuing to go down, so eventually Blue is also going to be pop capped. Do have 135 pop space to boom back up when they get there in about 20 years. Options running out here for Blue. And the villager pump is back on, the knight pump is back on for Red, and they're just enjoying their time, which is, for a moment like this, when you play someone who throws a game like so badly, you do kind of have to enjoy it and make your opponent suffer. Remember, we're talking about, listen to this, 5 castles on the map for Blue. 5. Right? HiveTG on 2, but 3 TCs. Houses going down, villagers getting the last remnants of wood before the great smoking of 2024. And not sure what HiveTG is planning on doing at this point. As soon as you go to Imperial, let me guess, trebuchets. Yes, 2 trebuchets come out in the queue. And I guess they're going to trap down these castles. I'm not sure what Blue's going to do about this. Well, they're building a market. And they build a market and they GG, which I guess is the appropriate response for when your opponent beats you to Imperial. You know, by 20 hours, which is pretty good. That was a pretty crazy game. I'm honestly kind of impressed that despite the forward castle drop, which honestly it was super brutal. It probably could have been more aggressive than that. I probably could have put it like over here to range more stuff, but it was brutal. And by the way, this is on the hill, get bonus damage. That HiveTG was able to keep it cool and utilize their Night Mass. So that was a pretty crazy game that I think Blue just super mis-executed on. I think honestly they probably would have won the game if they had just kept their defensive castle on the stone or on the gold, and they probably would have had the W.